All right, everybody, welcome to episode something of the Fantasy Timeline. I'm Josh at Real Fantasy TL, and I don't have one, I don't have two, I have three great individuals with me tonight. First, if you look at the top left, hopefully it is on your screen. Can't hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, Bill gave me the sign, and I was wondering. All right, we're gonna keep going. Hopefully it's the same on your screen. On the top left, we got the co-host with the most, Drew at dr_pra. How you doing, Drew?
I'm good, man. It's been too long since we've done this thing. It's almost 6 months, which is crazy.
It's very crazy, man. It is. I mean, obviously, we talk fairly often. We co-own a couple of leagues together. We're just general friends, so we talk a lot. Uh, so you doing good, man? You're feeling good?
Yeah, yeah. It's been a busy 2023, and I can't believe it's almost halfway over already, which is just crazy to me. But yeah, so excited to be here tonight and catch up with you and a couple of the other folks that are going to jump in here, and yeah, just kind of figure out where everybody is.
That's awesome, man. It's good to hear. Top right, I got my main man, Bill at Super Duper Flex. Bill, how you doing, man?
Good. Happy to be back. It's definitely been a while for all of us. Kind of excited that we're gonna maybe get this ball rolling a little bit, and not all the time, but when we want to. And so I kind of feel like that's kind of where we're at now, right? Like, let's not make it a chore to do every week. Let's do it when we want to and have something specific to say. So I'm really happy to be with you guys, and it'll be fun to talk about the timeline listener league and our rookie draft and how you believe we're dominating. I'm not so sure, but I it's been a fun one for sure. There's been a lot of wheeling and dealing, and you know, uh, it's a good time with some good people. So happy to be here.
And see, Bill, this is one of the things I love about you. You are very humble, and I am very not. So we balance each other out perfectly. Um, you made mention of a lot of trades going on in the Timeline OG League. I think we're at the center of it, but the next person I'm going to introduce, I think, is also at the center of a lot of the trading that's going on in the
Yeah,
OG
he's
League.
offering like 6 trades every pick.
I give you options. I
It-
just made a
it-
trade here in the last 4 minutes to trade away this pick here that was on the clock. So
it's a good friend of ours. I know personally, he is in a few of the leagues that I partake in. We got John at JPip6. John, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me on tonight. Yeah, like Bill was saying, it's been an exciting draft, a lot of trading. I guess my words on the last time I was on the pod about how this was a low trading league. People have taken offense and have stepped up their game, so it's nice to see.
I mean, I know Bill and I made a trade, I don't know, about a month, 2 months before the draft started. We traded away Garrett Wilson, which got us an extra pick this year, an extra pick next year, and I think something else. I don't even remember what that something else is now. Um, and then that second pick has we've used that a couple different times in a couple different ways. It's been a lot of fun. John, I know you've been doing a lot of trading. Drew, Drew's just staying alive, like the old song goes. Uh,
It's tough when you're
so
at the top to have an active draft, I guess. So
hey, we do it.
I
Bill
guess
and I
that's
do it.
true.
I mean, you know, we're hanging out every year. We're doing our thing. We're just compiling picks and players and all that stuff. So we don't really have a format. So I just want to start this thing out with a question. And if you guys need time to pull it up and look at it, please, I can ramble for a little bit. What do you think has what has been your favorite pick? It doesn't have to be your own personal pick. It can be one of yours. It can be a pick that someone else made that you just went, "Oh man, that was a really good pick. I kind of wish I was in the position to make that pick." And if you guys want to take a look, John,
I
I
can
think you
start
got
this
something.
off
Yeah.
because I made a mistake earlier this year before the draft. Like you were saying, I traded Lamar Jackson for what I thought at the time, because I didn't check that closely, was the 101. It ended up being the 102, so it's not that big of a deal because Anthony Richardson did pull up some ground in the end. But then when the first pick was actually Anthony Richardson and it fell to Bijan anyway, it was like, wow, that was kind of a relief to me, so that my blunder, at least I got what I wanted and ended up trading it anyway. But that was a relief and a surprise since I didn't even know the draft was starting. I just saw the pick. So I was like, oh, it's a good
Eh,
day.
My bad.
And I'll be honest with you, that was going to be my pick if no one had it. So I'll piggyback off of you. You know, Bijan. You get Bijan anywhere besides 101. I mean, you've done well. I get it. Superflex leagues. You know, this is a 12-team superflex leagues. Superflex league. Excuse me. Yeah, I could get maybe in a 14 team or 16 team super flex if you're really kind of barren at quarterback and no one's giving you anything at value. You go, okay, give me, insert your favorite quarterback here. Most leagues that I've seen is Anthony Richardson. But, if you're a CJ Stroud guy or a Bryce Young guy, whatever the case may be. But, yeah, I mean, I saw that. Bill and I were actually talking because pre-draft we were trying to trade up to one of those top two picks. We couldn't get a deal done. But we had thoughts that Anthony Richardson was going to go number one. Stevie D, he's in other leagues with us, so we've seen him do it. So we kind of had that insider knowledge, so to speak. So we were trying to get into the top two to see if we can get Bijan. It didn't work out for us, but yeah, John, I love that pick. Drew, what do you think? What's been your favorite pick? Doesn't even have to be a first round pick, but your favorite pick of the draft.
Yeah, I'm looking at. I'm not a fan because it's Justin, and I feel like he's been getting some good deals here this past offseason and then in this draft. Don't love that Michael Mayer made it to 207 to him in this league, and then I'm also looking at our guy Short Logic here that got Roshan Johnson at 208, which felt like a really good value as well. So those are two that I was trying to come up with a way to get up there and trade up into that space, and I just couldn't put together what I needed to get there.
All right, I like the two. I like the second rounders making an appearance here. Bill, we'll end this question on you. What was your favorite pick of the draft so far?
Yeah, I'm kind of
He's kind of scanning. So while Bill's scanning, let's talk about Michael Mayer a little bit. Bill and I were actually texting about this, and we were trying to figure out, do we want to trade up? We kind of liked Michael Mayer. We were like, we'll see if he can make it to 210. He didn't, and that was fine because I made a trade. We made a trade that I really like. I don't know if Bill likes it as much as I do, but we did make it with J Pip. Like I said, he's at the center of a lot of the trading going on. The 210 for David Montgomery, I love that for us. I don't think anything that we were getting at 210 is going to give us the instant impact that David Montgomery is going to give us this year. I know everybody's, talking about Jameer Gibbs, and he's supposed to be, he's it. He's the next guy. He's going to be the next superstar. But let's face it, we don't know that. It could, we kind of thought DeAndre Swift was going to be the superstar, and then all of a sudden, Jamal Williams has 400,000 touchdowns, and we're like, oh well, meh. So I'll throw it to you now, Bill. What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I like the Montgomery ad. We definitely needed a second running back, so I feel more comfortable putting Montgomery in over any of our other guys. I mean, they're all guys that could help us, like P. Ryan early on, and some other players that might fall into good spots, but we just don't. There's not that comfort like there is for Montgomery, so it works out. And but J-Pip ended up taking Musgrave there, which, I mean, has huge upside. Granted, he just traded him like 5 minutes ago, but like
wheeling and dealing.
But like Musgrave is a good pick there. Like, actually, that's one of my favorite picks, because he's like, everybody's liking these tight ends, and he may have the highest upside of any of them, to be honest. Like, he's one of those guys that just, when I've read the draft analysis, he just moves different. Like, there is just something about him that's just like he just isn't like your normal clunky tight end. So, there's a lot of risk because he's been hurt a fair amount, but if things click, he could end up being like one of those guys. He might be the Mark Andrews of this draft. Like, there's just so many guys for tight end that's really hard to know which one. But so why not go for one of the less expensive ones that got drafted high? So
yeah,
like, he got drafted like what, 2-0 something?
Musgrave?
Yeah, like
211 or something.
210.
Or was he before that?
It was the pick that we traded.
No. I mean, in the NFL draft.
Oh, NFL. Yeah, he was a second rounder.
I think he was like 204 or something like that.
211.
211. Okay. Yeah. So early second round, and so yeah, I think that's a fun pick. And I would really be interested to see like a matrix of J-Pip's trades, like the pluses and minuses, just the net.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe at the end of this, J-Pip, you can.
I was thinking about putting together a little something, but then it got a little out of hand because trading Bijan, and then I ended up the second pick. I ended up trading back in for Gibbs at 5, and I still feel like I made a pretty good.
We'll have to do like a credit and debit summary.
That's what I was thinking, because going into the draft, I'm like, well, this is going to be another horrible team this year, and then I just kept buying veterans for some reason, and now I'm a solid pretender, I would say, especially with adding Lockett. I've taken pretty much all Beachbody's old receivers here this time.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a big change. I mean, I was out in the water in this league after the draft. I got too many old running backs that didn't pan out, and it's just felt like I don't know. It's at least a whole new look, and then hopefully, if things do fall apart early, I can still trade some of the players that I got for decent value going forward. Anyway, I was at least trying to get a little two-way go on some of the deals. So, but the 210 for Montgomery, I sent out a bunch right before bedtime. Then I woke up and I was actually a little sad when I saw that one accepted. But with getting Gibbs, I didn't want to. I don't like having the same backfield if I can help it. Now I know P. Ryan. I would like P. Ryan because I know you have him in a couple leagues, Bill, that I've been trying to get him off of you. But
he's just a nice like guy to have on your. Like he could start the season out pretty well for you, and who knows? He might be the guy for the whole season for all we know. So
man, I did acquire Javonte.
And what people are going to pay for P. Ryan, it's just not even worth getting rid of him.
Yeah. That's why it stinks that you're a contender so heavily that you don't really want to part with that right now. So.
That's in.
Well, I think you have him in this league too.
Yeah, but also have him in what
Rags
is that?
to Riches, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to just get all the veterans off my team in that one.
Well, I got a few of them already, but I had 4 first-round picks for next year in that draft, but I traded 2 of them away already. So I should have just waited probably, but
at
Take
some
a
point
break
you gotta
in that
be,
deal.
you gotta like get rid of the patience, like it's time.
Yeah, I guess it's been like this will be the third year in that league. So it came from a league that it had Roethlisberger and Breeze were like the only quarterbacks right after they retired. So it was a pretty rough lineup.
Yeah.
Trade.
Yeah, it was actually it was so bad that you got 2 years free, right?
Yes, I did, and that it gives you a lot of flexibility just to
Well,
sell
house
everything
money.
right
Yeah.
early. Yeah, but
I like that.
you put that one message in the group, and everybody's like, "Yeah, that's fine. Please, somebody take it."
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun in that league, and it's kind of like I don't know what to do. Like I love just acquiring picks and younger players, and now it's like I don't know like the next step to take.
Yeah. At some point, I mean, you can be constantly rebuilding, but at some point, it's got to be put into use.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see
Yeah.
what happens. Only time will tell.
I'm
So
just
fun in
saying that so that
Dynasty.
you make offers to me for my
Oh, well.
veterans.
Yeah, I know. Derrick Henry's tempting, but I mean, I can't go from like last place to all in 1 year, can you? I guess maybe.
Of
I,
course,
mean,
you
I think a
can.
lot of people do that.
It's been done. It's been done.
Doesn't mean it works, but
Yeah, but then if I miss, then I'm gonna be right back in the same spot. And
Yep.
I'd rather.
So
try
yeah,
to,
so you're sitting, JP. I'm looking here. You're sitting on Daniel Jones and Jared Goff as your quarterbacks this year.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I mean, maybe
Connor,
best
James
couple back
Cook,
end.
Gibbs. Yeah, you got Brian Robinson, Javante. Yeah, you got a pretty good running back room there. It should give you some options. And then just saw something on Twitter earlier today or yesterday. Keenan Allen for the last 5 weeks of the season was like one of the top 5 targeted guys in the whole NFL again.
Yeah.
So some solid volume there with Godwin, Pittman. You just got Lockett. We'll see what happens with Michael Thomas and see if he and Derek Carr make that 8-yard connection.
Hey, 12 times
So-
a game is all you need.
Yeah, and then you're looking to see here, does Chig come through or K Dotton? So you got a little upside at tight end. So, and then
Yeah.
what do you
Who's the
have for
first one?
future assets? He's got Chig Okonkwo,
Oh, Chig.
Tennessee.
Mhm.
Yep. So what do you have for assets next year for picks? Do you have a couple of firsts already?
I have 3 firsts and 2
Yeah.
seconds for next year, I believe. So
Yeah, man, you're loaded to make some moves either way you want to go here. So
yeah, that's why I said if it doesn't go well, I can hopefully acquire some more picks for the draft, and then. But we'll see. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. Just making a lot of deals. I know I make like 5 for 1 pick, but it's better to give you options. A lot of people don't have time or don't want to counter, so if you
Yeah.
give them 5 things to look at, it gets their mind working a little bit more.
yeah.
No, I like
Yeah,
it
maybe-
because like especially with like Josh and I as a team, like it's just all right. Like rather than us trying to figure something out,
Yeah.
you're giving us the options. So like it is definitely helpful for us.
We do appreciate it. So we're also running around with 224 first, Bill. I think we also
yeah.
got a top 3 selection in there, which is always nice to.
Are you already
Always-
gonna count Larry Monkey out?
I mean, he's been counting himself out the last couple of years. I'm just doing basic math here. I'm not rewriting the textbook, my man. Like, so I'll take that. Who knows? Maybe Larry Monkey, pulls it off this year. Steve comes up a couple of slots, and that's the 101. We get ourselves some Caleb Williams going on.
Yeah,
So,
y'all need to find some quarterback help there after Jimmy gets injured week 6 or whatever's going to happen.
Yeah.
Guess what? We've been playing this league with 1 quarterback for most of the time that we've been in it, so we're good. We figured it out at all the other spots, and you guys just And what are you talking about? We got Will Levis. That guy's starting like week 3, throwing to Hopkins. It's gonna be a good time in down in old Nashville on Broadway. Will Levis is
Okay.
built for that.
Lindsay, you're on
Okay.
the clock if you're watching.
Oh yeah, make your pick quick so that we can make ours on the old air there.
Okay, so
It looks
Jalen
like,
Hyatt just went at 306.
Yeah.
Speaking of cheap tight ends, you guys pulling off Schoonmaker there at 303. I like that. Good for you guys.
I mean, I'm a little worried because he's in a boot, and apparently there's plantar fasciitis or something, so that's a little concern. But
Oh, they did a whole great story about it today that he's going to be fine for training camp and it's not a real serious case.
isn't that what they
I don't
said
know.
about Najee?
Well, Justin, you're the runner. You tell us you diagnosed the plantar fasciitis recovery for us here.
I'm a runner, not a doctor. Come on, you're Dr. Prof.
I thought that went together.
Jeez. Oh,
What's up, man? You just come in from a run?
No, actually, my daughter is doing ballet class this week, dance class. It's like a little trial thing. She's only 4, and so we've been doing that all week, every night.
Cool.
Nice.
Got home,
nice.
put the little man to bed, and I came out here, and my wife's putting her to sleep now.
That's awesome.
Yep. Let me get real comfy here. And
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like this doesn't look right.
Get on the couch, brother.
There it
we
is.
are.
How are you feeling about your draft so far, Justin?
I mean, I got Bijan, so Bijan, thanks. Good
Hey,
work.
no problem. Yeah. I think it worked out for both of us.
I agree.
Hard to hate your draft after that. You could lump in whatever you wanted at a dartboard afterwards and probably
Bijan, Mayer, and Reed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been fun to watch your compilation of trades and stuff over the last season and a half here. Anything you want to share for insight on kind of what you've been thinking through the last season or so, and what you're going toward building a powerhouse here, but
I'm hoping
how
to.
do you
anyway.
feel? Yeah, how are you feeling? Do you feel like things are going according to plan for you? Is there anything that you feel like you wish you'd go back and do differently in the last season, set up this year?
No, I feel pretty good about where I've gone so far. I mean, my wide receiver core could use a little bit more star power, but I got Darren Waller in that trade, so that helps out my tight ends. And John was all over that. He was like, "Hey, you know what?" Because that was part of his idea, was throw John Waller in there, and then we worked it out from there. Or Darren Waller, I mean. But yeah, look, I went from Lamar Jackson to Josh Allen, so I'll take that. I mean, it's not I consider Lamar to be a pretty high-end quarterback, but Josh Allen is the creme de la creme. So,
Don't have to tell me twice. EA Madden cover.
yeah, look.
Oh no.
No. The curse is gone, man. The curse is gone. Calm
It's
down,
done.
Josh.
It's done.
The curse has been gone for years now.
We'll see.
This ain't 1998. All right.
I'm still living in the 90s, so I don't know what you're telling me.
As long as
That's
Kyler
hilarious.
comes back to something reasonably close to what he was, I'll be stoked. That's what my team is dependent on now.
Who did you say?
Kyler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really interesting because he seems like nobody wants him.
Except this guy.
Well, I mean,
I want
but,
all
like,
of Kyler.
but then when you want to trade him,
Yep.
then everybody wants like Justin Fields prices, So
Right.
it's like, okay.
Yeah, the problem is if you plan on trading Kyler, you're screwing yourself right now. Because there's no value in the trade. He's a points value guy.
Yeah.
There's two kinds of value. There's value in your lineup and value on the trade market. And he only has one side of that right now. So, and obviously he doesn't have any of it right now because he's coming off the ACL. But
Right.
when he's playing, I expect him to still have that lineup value.
I almost wonder if you do want to trade for him, you wait until he comes back because he's probably not going to be running like right away. And people might get turned off by that a little bit, and
Yeah,
it
that's a
might
good point.
loosen their grip on Kyler.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's sneaky right there. Like for the first month or so when he's not able to run well. Here comes my tap dancing dog. What's up?
I did try to get Kyler involved in the trade for Bijan, but you weren't very receptive to that idea.
No, I wasn't having that. I'm like the biggest Kyler. Like I'm the conductor of the Kyler train. So there's no let's sneak Kyler into this trade and make it happen. But
My Arizona guy has been Hollywood, and I went from not liking Hollywood all that much to like, well, if you're just gonna give him away, I guess I'll take him. And even post DeAndre, getting cut, people are like, yeah, sure, like, I'll take a late first for him. I'm like, hey, like, guy was what, top 8 before he got injured or something like that. I mean, it's not like the guy was just
He's
dead and buried.
He's an underrated target commander too. Like he gets
Yeah.
targets, he earns targets. There's something to be said for that.
So, and I mean, let's face it. I mean, who else do they got? Zach Ertz. I do like Zach Ertz, but he's what, 32, 33?
And he's
I
on
mean,
his own
blows knee
ACL
out?
situation.
Oh yeah.
He tore
And
his
he's a
ACL
pup
in
compared to
this-
all of us. He's a young buck still.
Right, but we're talking about in NFL terms, because guess what? In NFL terms, I'm non-existent. So,
oh, come on now. Tom Brady was just in the league last year.
right,
I'm,
but
I'm older than him.
but Tom Brady was actually in NFL shape. We'll put it that way. I'm in a shape too. It's called round. It's a circle.
You don't have $1 million a year to spend on your recovery, and
I don't have.
you look like $1 million,
$1
Josh.
to spend. Period. So
Yeah, Justin, any surprises in the first round or two that stood out to you? Anything that you were watching, just saying to yourself, oh, that's interesting, or it's not what I would have expected?
So I thought that that Kincaid would go a couple spots earlier just because of the hype, and maybe it's the 1.5, but then Zach Charbonnet at the 110, and that was short logic, sleeping through the day, forgetting you have one, and then like, oh hey, Josh, can you fix this, or whoever did it, yeah. But I thought that was a little surprising that Charbonnet went at 110. I've seen him going at like the 202, 203 lately, so. I mean, the rest.
You're not just saying that because you've got Kenneth Walker on your team, right?
I actually have been all over Zach Charbonnet. I just traded up in another league to the 201 or 202 to draft him. So
Nice.
I mean, I do have Kenneth Walker in this league, but I believe in talent. So Charbonnet is still a target of mine in rookie drafts. I think I took him in TA4 at the end of the first. Like, I had 3 picks at the end, and I just went 1, 2, 3 with him, Mayer, and I can't remember who else. It was a wide receiver, I think. So
Nice.
yeah, but
I'll pull back the curtain a little bit, because Bill and I originally had that pick, and we were on the clock, and we were like, hey, who wants it? And it was quiet for a little bit, and then Short Logic piped up, and I don't remember what his original deal is, and we're like, let's alter this a little bit to make it a little bit nicer for us. And as soon as we traded the pick, Bill and I were like, all right, who do we think's going to get taken at the pick? And we had our ideas, and we traded down to 112. So we were like, okay, I think we thought Zay Flowers was going to go at 110. So we said, all right, if Zay Flowers is gone, then we have another pick. Who do we want? We were talking about a couple different names. We finally decided on Levis. And then we saw Zach Charbonnet go, and Bill and I are like, oh, this is a great trade. A guy that we didn't want, that we didn't expect to get taken, and we got some stuff that we did want. So we were like, hey, this is great. You know, Zay Flowers could still be around, and he got taken with the next pick, which was fine because Levis was the backup plan. But yeah, I always like those trades during a draft where you go, man, kind of hope they don't take my guy, and then it's like, oh, hey, we didn't even have this guy in like the next 4 picks. This is great. All right, cool. Like,
but to be fair, like, I mean, I don't hate the Charbonnet pick. Like you say, it's probably a little early, but like at the end of the day, like he is the perfect complement to Walker. Like they're just opposites. And so like if you think like that he's gonna get, 50% of the touches, or then that's not a bad pick late in the first round.
And he should get some high leverage touches because he's gonna be the receiving guy.
Yeah, and he's gonna probably be the goal line guy. So
like they might split that, but I mean,
well,
there's an opportunity. Yeah.
All right. So, like, I think that Walker. Yeah, I mean, Walker might not be a bad goal line guy, but he's more of like a kind of cut through the line type of guy, and so, maybe they're going to want a little bit of a bigger back, but who knows?
What I don't like about Charbonnet is I'm trying to figure out how the Seattle offense is going to work, because obviously you have DK and you have Tyler Lockett. Then you draft JSN. You already got Ken Walker. Now you have Charbonnet. Like, somebody's not going to do it. Like, somebody's just going to be there kind of hanging out, shaking hands and kissing babies. I think that guy's going to be Charbonnet. Now, listen, I could be wrong. I've been wrong a million times, and I'll be wrong a million more times. But I'm kind of just looking at talent, what they've been known to do on offense. Charbonnet seems like the odd man out, but
Well, he's a good pass blocker versus Walker, who's terrible. So I think he's like almost guaranteed the third down back.
Role. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I see maybe if we want to lean Walker, I still see it like 60-40, not anything greater, than that between the two backs and touches.
You know who I think that may be the one pushed out is Tyler Lockett. I know he's the ageless wonder, but he's getting up there, and that speed has got to drop at some point.
Yeah.
And they didn't spend the 20th pick to just sit JSN. So
right.
I think some of those targets are going to go his way, and then Tyler Lockett.
Tyler Boyd treatment.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
I mean, that's actually a really good call.
Yeah. I think they're going to phase him out as the season goes by, which means that,
I believe that.
In the 2024 offseason, he's moving elsewhere.
Which, as the JSN holder, we're happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
No, and I think Justin's right. I think if Vegas was going to make odds on this, like who's the guy left out, I think Tyler Lockett would probably have second best odds on like guy that gets left out for fantasy. So
Speak of the devil, Walker just went in a startup. I'm in.
Nice. All right,
There you go.
Bill, we're on the clock
4-9.
with the infamous 308 pick. I don't know why it's infamous, and we already have a trade offer for it.
Was it from John?
Who else would it be from?
The man of a million offers.
Let's be completely honest. I will wait a few minutes because I'm sure John is going to send 4 more. So I don't want to just say, "Hey, look at this first one," and tell
Let me
what you
outbid
think.
myself.
Look, John's been quiet up there. He's just been like clicking away at offers.
He's looking at up. Here's another one. Okay.
I mean, why are we doing this through the app? Let's just get it out here. Let's talk through it, guys. What are we thinking?
All right. So I will go with the first one that hit the box here. The 308 for one Ezekiel free agent Elliott. Okay. He's a guy. He exists. We also have the 308 for one of the Giants' 48 wide receivers, Paris Campbell.
I was already able to get rid of Slayton. I have Campbell, and then I still have Hodgins too. So I'm trying to push those guys out.
I understand why. Bill, you are the brains of this operation, so I will. We got 2 X's. Is that an X on both? That's 2 X's, and I'm with Bill here. J-Pip, I love your gusto. I love what you're doing. But that's going to be a hard no on both of those.
Well, let's talk out. Okay, so let's talk out if we're going to draft, and this might ruin it because if somebody.
Wait a minute. We have another offer.
Oh.
From one.
I love it.
From one at Run DFF. I don't know if you know the guy. Kind of cool from what I've heard.
Low baller, no?
That's questionable.
This is an incredible.
I've met the guy in
offer.
person. He's a dick.
I've never met him in person, but I agree. No,
I've heard that in them Twitter streets. But all right, here's an interesting one, Bill. Let me know what you think here. We would give up our apparently very valuable 308 pick for the 310 and a 2024 fourth.
I say we just do it.
We do the trade, or we make the pick.
We do the trade.
We do the trade
just
all
for TV,
for content. It's all
That's what
about
it's all about.
content. So we're going to hit accept. You should be seeing yourself on the clock in about 3 seconds.
There was
Justin.
nobody there. Like there to me, there's like a hodgepodge of people. Like I don't really care to get anybody in particular. So dropping 2 spots, would you agree with that? At least from your viewpoint, Josh? Obviously, Justin does not agree with this, but
That was a
felt like
trade
making a trade.
I know.
where if we make the trade, I'm happy, and we don't make the trade, I'm happy. So it's kind of like we got an extra 4th for next year to, probably
Zach's in the crowd. What's up, Zach?
Oh.
There he is.
the one and only Tess at Assassin 13. One of my favorite people to talk to in
What's
this
up, Eric?
space. What's that?
What's up, Eric? How you doing? That's Eric, right?
I do remember that.
Yeah, fair, right.
I don't remember that.
That was from
an entire Trade Addict show. I called him Eric.
Oh.
I was a few beers deep.
That's awesome.
And then I get the
Hey, Zach.
email that at Run DFF drops running back great Ty Johnson. R.I.P. Ty Johnson. It was nice knowing you.
Yeah. R.I.P. for real.
Former Lion great.
Former Lion great. So Justin, now that you're on the clock, let's hear you talk this pick out. What are you looking for? And before you start, I do want to say this. I feel like Justin is one of the best people that I've ever seen that can take a team from corpses of nothingness and bring it into a contender. So I'm genuinely curious about a 308. Like, do you have like, hey, I like having running backs past the first round, or I like this, or I like that? Like, what's your thought process here?
I'm debating 3 players right now. So, and this will, maybe lead somebody the next direction in the next few picks here. But I'm debating between Zach Evans and Dwayne McBride. Zach Evans because he's going to be right behind Cam Akers in that depth chart, and who the hell knows what Cam Akers does. Dwayne McBride in Minnesota because Cook is on his way out. I mean, he ain't even on the Minnesota Vikings promo thing.
No,
He's done. And then Michael Wilson because I have 0 Michael Wilson. I don't even like the guy, but I think I need to.
That's where I'm at now in these drafts because we're so late. Like, just get the guy that you don't have. Like,
yeah, I'm like, I need to hedge a little bit. I'm at the end of my rookie draft season. I have 0 of them, and like I said before, I need a little bit of wide receiver help. Like right now, my running backs are Bijan, Ramondre, and Kenneth Walker. So I feel okay about that at the moment. Right. I wish I had a little bit more depth. So that's the only problem there because I do have decent wide receivers, but it's like nothing that stands out. I got Hollywood, I've got Calvin Ridley, Debo, and like Jacoby Myers and Michael Gallup are like the next tier of players. So
okay,
I don't know. I'm debating between the 2. I just wanted to make a trade because hey, we need a
I
live
have
trade
0
here.
Zach Evans.
I have 1 share, I think, but in this situation, I'm gonna go with Michael Wilson. And
I like that pick.
And we'll see. Well, hopefully he can stay healthy because he's like broken down every year for the last 3 years. So
I feel like we say that about quite a few players. If they stay healthy, boy, we're gonna be happy.
Yeah, right.
So I totally get it, and it's funny. I have 0 Zach Evans, and for as much as I hate Cam Akers, you would think I would have more, but I have 0 shares, and I'm kind of like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
For someone who is so anti Cam Akers, that I have none of it. But hey, back
to you, Lynn.
Yeah, Lindsay, you're back on the clock. Pick quickly so we can make another pick or make another trade. Who the heck knows what we're doing here?
What's up with Lindsay? Why hadn't she popped in?
It's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, this is a weird build for me, by the way, guys, because I have 5 total running backs on my roster. 5.
Yeah.
And 2 of those are Justice Hill and Latavius Murray. What the hell?
Who is you, Lindsay?
She must be talking about me. Did I draft Zach Evans?
Mm,
You a liar.
Ooh.
let's check.
What a
I know
liar.
I'm going there right now. Like,
Wow.
well, now then I'll feel better, so I'm cool with that.
So in the startup I'm in right now, I have four.
Yeah, he's on your
24
taxi.
first already.
Really?
Wow.
Check me out. All right. I like my team even more in Superflex Army too.
Yeah.
So,
You got Zach
So what
Evans
do you think
and
about the
Dwayne
startup?
McBride.
oh, I love Dwayne McBride, so that doesn't surprise me. I might have like 90% exposure on it. I love
Hey,
Dwayne
Drew,
McBride.
there's someone behind you.
Be
Watch
careful.
out, Drew. There's someone behind you.
So, well, Lindsay, thank you for making me feel better about myself. I appreciate it.
And thank you for making the rest of us realize he's a liar.
Listen,
Or
I have been
forgetful.
called a lot of things just today, and liar doesn't even make the top 10, so I'm cool with that. So, Bill, what do you think about the players currently on the board? Since Lindsay will make a pick, and then we'll be back on, barring a trade.
I mean,
Sounds like you want Dwayne McBride. That's what it sounds like to me, Josh.
There's actually another guy, and I want to talk to my man here with no not pushing him in any directions. I want to see where his head
Sounds
is
like
at.
a pretty trusting, open relationship you got here with all these guys you're talking to.
very.
Bill and I
open
have a
relationship.
very open relationship.
Okay.
Very
Um,
open.
So at least in my old rookie rankings, I have 2 players in a tier, and then it goes down another tier, and one's a running back and one's a wide receiver.
Okay. So the funny thing is that the guy I like is neither of those things.
Okay.
Oh.
So
Mm,
my
That's
tier below that, there is there's 2 tight ends,
Mm.
and
You know
I'm
me.
sure it's one of those 2.
And you know me, I'm a fan of a tight end. But let's go
God.
to your first tier before we dive into the second.
Well,
tier.
tell me which tight end you're interested in.
Tucker Kraft.
Okay. I am totally okay taking him if he's available because I have 0 of him.
Same here, and I actually like him a lot. Now, Lindsay's probably going to be like, you have Tucker Kraft in this other league we're in right now. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right, but I'm 90% sure I have 0 Tucker Kraft.
Or Lindsay's like, you know what? I'm going to take Tucker
That
Kraft.
would be awesome.
I mean, I would do it. I would do it.
She's like, you know what? You guys don't even want to wait for this pick? Fine.
She took Zach
Yeah.
Evans.
Okay.
She took Zach Evans.
Rams
All right,
fan.
so was
Oh,
Zach
that's
Evans
right. We
was Zach
should've
Evans
known.
your running back?
Yeah, let's take Tucker Kraft. I'm cool with that.
Well, no, I want to talk this out a little bit. Let's make some content here for people. Was Zach Evans your running back?
No.
Okay.
Eric Gray is.
Eric Gray.
I just feel
Okay.
like he's kind of an all, he can kind of do it all. And if Barkley goes down, they have nobody else. So he's just kind of but I have to say I had a bias from pre-NFL draft. So I probably had him ranked higher than I should. And then Tank Dell's the wide receiver I had in the tier above. Now, mind you, these tiers were done like at the beginning of May. So Tank Dell's interesting just because of the narrative of Stroud asking for Tank Dell. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that bullshit. And
The mini tank? That's what I'm calling him.
yeah, he is. He's like a what were those little tanks that when you're a kid? Anyway, a G.I. Joe tank. But
He might fit in one of those.
I mean, they have so many like just whatever wide receivers. And I don't necessarily with a rookie quarterback, wide receivers aren't going to do much. So I don't like drafting wide receivers this late.
Same.
At least you can write a story for Wilson. with
Yes.
Nook leaving, and there's nobody else to really play that role. Where Dell, I just don't really know what we would even put him. You know, you got Mechie, you got Nico,
Right.
Woods. Probably
I guess
somebody
I
else.
mean the field is open.
Yeah, also that. But I'd rather go running back or tight end, and I'm cool with Kraft because I have 0.
What if Kate Otten was on the list?
I feel like Kate Otten is undervalued. But
What's his value right now anyway?
nothing.
I can't think of anything that I haven't seen a Kate Otten trade.
I'm gonna pull up the DLF.
Yeah,
trade right here.
yeah.
So I'm gonna talk while Bill does that because that's gonna be awesome. Who
Who was the last person to look up a KDOT and trade in DLF?
No one. You're the first.
Yeah, this is virgin territory.
Um,
Yeah,
The system may not even give you results because it doesn't understand the request.
right. Like who's
I just
Kate
traded
Otten?
for that guy. Come on now.
What did you trade for him?
He was just in the trade as the show started, so he was a piece.
All right,
You can go
Kate
back
Otten
and
for the
look.
401 in a 1 QB league.
Oh,
I'm sorry, huh?
Well, here's one that's
Maybe I have to add.
Kate Otten in the 307 for Justin Ross.
Ooh.
I would take the
Somebody's
Otten
buying into
side.
Andy Reid's chit chat.
100%.
yeah.
Let's see. Trey McBride for Otten in a 3rd.
Interesting.
Okay.
A 3rd for Otten in a 4th. The 25
Sounds about right.
third, a 25 third for Otten and a 25 4th.
Wow.
Oh. All right. So 0.
There is
value,
zero value there.
Yeah, he really doesn't. But he's like, who else do they have? Like he's somebody that I'm willing to pay nothing for, you know?
You know what those people were doing? They were just getting roster spots. Like
Yeah,
I'll give you a
Totally.
I'll give you a 2025 or I'll give you Kate Otten and a 2025 4th for your 2025 3rd. It's like,
Yeah,
okay,
that's exactly right.
now I have a roster spot. I have to drop somebody.
Okay, here's the deal that I got Otten in. It was the Musgrave, the 306, and Noah Gray for Tyler Lockett, Kate Otten, 2024 3rd, and a 2025 2nd.
My brain's not that complex.
Yeah, I just
it's
went
just
dumb.
shuffling deck chairs, pretty much.
Tyler Lockett side wins because Tyler Lockett's the only guy that I can say, oh, there's a realistic story I can tell where he has a good season.
Just one, though, where Musgrave could become a good player.
Did you take
Oh no, we were still talking. We just got sidetracked on other stuff. So no, I haven't.
Sweeten
I
with
haven't
the
taken-
404.
We were talking about Kate Otten. It's funny, Bill, because you say he has no value. I can almost see him having less than no value after like 6 weeks of Baker Mayfield / Kyler Trask throwing him the ball.
I don't think that there's any you can get less value than this, really.
Yeah.
Have you
I
not
think-
seen the highlight? And that's a very loosely used word for Mayfield and Kyle Trask in camp this year. He can get less
No.
value. Like, you'll have to- he can
He's
be-
basically
he can be Brock
waivers.
Osweiler.
He's
He
first
might
come,
be
first
the
serve.
quarterback.
Yeah.
He can be Brock
that's-
Osweiler, and you have to pay to get him off your roster. I mean, it can get worse.
I need to
Pretty
look up
bad
and
out
see
there.
what he did last year.
Look, Trask is out there overthrowing guys that are like 6'8". So
42
That's
catches
talent.
for 391 and 2 touchdowns.
you said
It's not
42
bad for
catches.
a rookie year. I mean, granted, it was Brady, but
You said 42 catches for 391 yards.
yeah,
So he averaged like 9.5 yards a catch. Ooh,
totally.
yikes! I know Brady wasn't exactly chucking it downfield last year with his 7.
No, his ADOT was like 2.
Man, that's rough.
All right, you want me to draft him?
No, I got him.
Okay, good.
I'm just writing a little trash talk in the comment thing.
Oh my God.
Wait, are there comments enabled in this?
Oh yeah. Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
You can comment on all of them.
I draft on the app, so I don't ever do that stuff.
Oh, hold on. Bill, we got to make an important decision here. We got to drop someone.
Oh, fuck.
Yep.
We're at that point now in the draft.
Yeah, I
Here.
had to cut Travis Homer last pick.
Let's
Oh.
see who you guys should draft. I mean, should cut. Well, let's see. You have Darrell Henderson, who's a free agent.
Yeah, it's either Henderson, Hines.
Kevin Harris. Come on, how'd you get past Kevin Harris to get to Henderson and Hines and not be like, what about that guy?
To be
I
honest
think
with
Kevin
you,
Harris is the Damian Harris this year.
Oh wow,
yeah. What up, man?
you could cut Elijah Moore.
Do
Hi,
you know-
Larry.
We'll be able to get 2 games out of him.
First of all, if we cut Elijah Moore, Larry would immediately start trading for Fab
Yeah,
because he has made 48 different trade offers that include Elijah Moore.
Oh, I was thinking of Elijah
Mitchell.
Mitchell. Yeah.
Hey, he's one McCaffrey injury away.
Yep.
I
And
don't think
then we'll
he'll be
get
on
a
the
good
cut list.
6 quarters out of him.
Damn right we will. Damn right we will.
And when I say that Kevin Harris is the Damian Harris, like I just think that like, I don't feel great about what's his name coming from the Jets. Like he could be done, and they need a big back, so it might be Kevin Harris. So
James Robinson.
yeah, James Robinson.
All right, I'm gonna drop Darrell if you're cool with that.
I don't know if they
That
need
hurts
a
my
big,
heart, but yes, that's okay.
Bill. I don't know if they need a big back. Ramondre's 230 pounds. They get their big guy.
Yeah, but he doesn't play like a big back. But you might be right. Like I need
y'all
to
drop?
reevaluate my my thought process there.
Who'd y'all drop?
Darrell Henderson.
Darrell Henderson.
Oh yeah, I traded a second for him last year in a league. What the hell? When Cam Akers was non-existent, and
Yeah.
I traded a second for Donovan Peoples-Jones to try to win a chip. So we all do things. By the way, that didn't work.
I
either.
traded a third, which apparently is a second in hot sauce leagues for KJ Osborne.
yeah.
He did have that game where it was like, ooh.
Well, this was preseason last year.
Oh, okay.
This was before I realized that you could draft 2025 firsts in the rookie draft.
Yeah, we're sneaky like that.
Yeah, and I mean it wasn't in the bylaws, so I didn't know what the hell was happening.
For anybody listening, there's a whole section that's called the Big Twist, and it explains how we draft picks. I think at some point I told Bill like, "Hey, you can draft picks," and he's like, "What?"
And then I'm like, oh, I guess I shouldn't have traded a third for Osborne.
All right, Bill. We officially ended our rookie draft unless we somehow.
We're not trading back in.
Okay.
He's like, "I don't want to drop any
Wait,
more."
yeah, I'm not.
You
Drafting,
don't want this next
I'm not
pick,
drafting,
Bill?
I'm not dropping Kevin Harris.
And by the way, Drew is now on the clock, so we're getting 3 straight picks by people who are currently chit chatting on this thing.
Well, this is fun.
Oh
Assuming you don't
God.
trade it.
Let's see here. Anybody gonna send? Oh, okay.
J Pitt, Ezekiel Elliott, Paris Campbell. You might get a John Mechie. Let me see. Who else do we got? Come on.
You're not
I'm-
getting-
I'm
We're
gonna-
past the matchy value here. Come on now. But yeah, Paris, I don't think people like him.
I was
so
wondering when we were
stopped
going to
sending
reach
him
the
out.
Mechie value.
If you look on Trade Finder, people trade late second, early third for him. I don't know.
Justin, are you talking about possible wide receiver 1 in Houston, John Mechie? Because according to everyone, everybody's a possible wide receiver 1 in Houston.
I'm not dropping Noah Brown just for that reason. Who the hell
Justin's
knows?
like, I have
I
the
do,
wide receiver 1 in Houston.
Let's see here. I do have an Ezekiel Elliott offer.
Yeah.
I have a future third from Justin for this third.
Oh,
A Paris Campbell.
And then I have a PJ Walker in the 404.
Oh, you got to take that. You got to take that one for
well, he's
sure.
got Fields. He's got Fields. I don't know. Is Walker even the backup there? I'm not sure.
I'm getting called out for not
Yeah.
wearing
Simeon back?
glasses today.
Is Trevor Simeon there?
I
Let's see. Let's go
Where's
to our
Simeon?
lads.
No,
I already
Simeon's
have
backing
one.
up.
Who is he backing up?
Who,
He is
PJ Walker?
backing up.
Oh.
Where is he? Oh, the
Yeah,
Bengals. He's at the
PJ Walker
Bengals.
than Nathan Peterman. Why the hell is
Oh.
Nathan Peterman on any NFL roster? I don't understand.
Hey, he's got friends in high places, all right?
Yeah.
He's thrown 6 touchdowns in one game.
Nope.
Oh, I mean interceptions.
Other way around. Other way
Same
around.
difference.
It's the
Same
wrong-
difference.
yeah.
I think a
Yeah,
couple of
right.
those did get returned for touchdowns, so you're kind of right.
Yeah, I already have one free agent running back that I'm waiting to see if he gets picked up. So I'm sorry, John. I'm not interested in taking a second in Zeke. So I am actually going to go with. I am torn between Eric Gray and Dwayne McBride, and I need to look and see. I think I have more McBride than I do Gray.
Not torn between that future third, huh?
You need a little
You
juice
know,
on top of that.
I do like accumulating picks. Usually, I
Just
like
gave
doing
away my
smaller
fourth. I
numbers.
don't got any juice, Bill.
So,
Drew needs a little bit more, or he's going to take Keishon Butte.
He's also somebody I have 0 of.
I have a couple of him from a couple Devi leagues, so I'm good there.
So you overpaid for him there.
Yep.
You know, Bill, I just started in some of those leagues last year, so learning.
I'm
Right.
not judging. I mean, I get it. Like, that's why I don't like Debbie, because I'm gonna totally overvalue those guys, and then they're just gonna be drafted in like the 6th round, and I'm gonna be pissed. Do you play in any Debbie, Justin?
I'm in one Debbie league. Yeah, it's a Debbie auction 16-team Superflex 2 tight end premium. It's ridiculous.
Of course it is. Of
I
course it
blame
is.
Ruben. You guys know Ruben Omar.
Yep.
It's his
Yeah, I know
fault.
Ruben, yeah.
No.
I don't even know any of the people in this league. He's like, "Hey, you want to join this league?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I don't know any of these folks. Man,
How about you, John? Are you in any Debbie?
No Devi for me. Just a few dynasty leagues over like the last 5 years, I think. Got 2 young ones now, 4 and 1, so it's hard to take on any more than I already have.
Is it
Donovan's-
Booty or Booty is the question.
Booty, booty, booty,
Booty.
booty everywhere.
Miss New Booty?
RT, are any of us actual experts to settle the pronunciation?
No.
I'm from Mississippi. I can barely
it's-
read what you wrote. So
I believe it's French with a slight accent aigu at the end for Boutte.
Right now, I'm breathing in enough smoke to sound like Ed Orgeron. So I think I'm well enough to
Pretty
say.
qualified. It's like staying at a Holiday Inn Express.
Oh, Canada's
Exactly.
got you, huh?
Exactly.
You know what? I got one more late offer here that I think I'm going to take.
Uh-oh.
But John,
I did get myself a future third and a fourth this year, which lets me have some more fun in the next round. So I'll
Save that.
give you all one guess where that one came from.
I mean,
Yeah,
it was from somebody on this show, and it wasn't Bill and I. So,
over that way.
Hello.
The deal is done.
and see, this is perfect for Drew because he really wanted Stenson Bennett, and now he gets to grab him in the 4th.
So, serious question: Are you guys considering adding him in many leagues?
Stetson
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the 4th round. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I have him in 1 or 2 leagues. It's 4th round, whatever.
I think I'm in the
Right.
same boat.
I mean, let's face it, Stafford is, one hit on the elbow away from Stetson Bennett time. So
Hey, you're getting a quarterback with a fully formed frontal cortex. He should be able to make
Yeah.
every
Are you sure?
decision.
You sure about that?
Yeah,
have you seen some of
it's
his
not.
offense?
His brain is fully matured now, man. He's
Oh,
like,
have you
now
seen some of
it's
his
fully
off-field-
mature. Okay.
he's like
Gotcha.
28
Off-field
years
things that
old.
he-
Like you're done growing, man.
I'm just saying. Justin knows what I'm talking about.
Eh.
Justin knows what I'm talking about.
The Georgia fan here is going, man, he may not be quite fully developed up there.
Either that or
Yeah.
Well, he
Dan
might not
Watt-
be fully developed, but he's at 100% of his development.
Yeah.
Oh, that's scary. That is scary.
I don't like that rejection email, Drew. I feel like I'm back in high school getting that AIM message. No, thank you.
Do you guys remember when like you get the rejection, like when you started Dynasty and you were like how you were just like so like disappointed, like that used to affect me a little bit, and now I'm just like, oh, whatever, like it's just another
Bill, did you get
rejection
therapy
from
for that,
somebody.
man? Because no, I don't remember being like crying in my pillow at night about it.
Well, I didn't cry in my pillow. It was usually just into my sleeve.
I was on the opposite end where I think for my first couple of years I tried to craft the perfect like 1 or 2 line message to tell exactly why I was saying no, and then I just got too tired of it.
Oh yeah,
No, I'm sorry, that's not it.
I did the same thing for a while, Drew. Like, look, you need this, and I need this, and let's make a deal. Okay, just send the damn offer, you idiot.
I don't want to talk to anybody.
John took Keyshawn Butte. He knew what you were going to do, Drew. And
Figure the upside's there, so hopefully he gets his head on
Hey,
straight.
it could
Yeah, he's totally worth grabbing, and then if it doesn't work out, you cut him. No big deal.
There are no bad picks in this range.
Totally.
Let's
couldn't
be
agree
honest.
more. Couldn't agree more.
Sadly, I'm out of picks though, so I don't know what I'm going to do with myself now.
Yeah, but you
You
have
have
like
to trade
39
your
players
players.
trying to trade. So
Let's go.
Who wants Zeke? He's there.
What, Zeke? You should literally just.
This is where
send him-
Zeke is now, like a 4th round pick, like 4th round rookie pick.
What's the hit rate on that? Like 0.5%. And people don't still want to take a shot on Zeke.
I mean, what's a realistic landing spot, and what happens to his value if he goes to? One of
I'm
those
here in
places?
Kansas City. I'm here in Buffalo. No,
feel like
just
Arizona
all I've
could
heard
be
is
a
Tampa
spot for him.
Bay.
like they've only got James Conner, so he might work out well there as like a body.
I mean,
The
honestly,
Emmitt Smith move to Arizona.
that
Like,
Retirement
okay, he's not
community.
Emmitt Smith now. Come on.
I think Zeke is one of those guys where it's like, let's wait till some running back goes down in camp, and all right, Zeke's still hanging out. Let's bring
Do
him
you
in
think
and see if
Zeke
he's got
does
it.
that though? Like, wouldn't he just say fuck it? I mean, I know he's only 27 years old. You gotta think he's still got some juice in you, right? Even if you don't.
I
You
mean,
could convince somebody.
I mean, obviously, he didn't look like rookie year Zeke last year, but he was fine. He wasn't.
He's as
looked
good a
like,
goal line back as there is in the NFL right now. Like, if you need that 1 yard, 2 yard touchdown, that's your dude for real. I mean, I'm not even being facetious.
No,
or
I
sarcastic,
agree with
but
you.
He's got a role in the goal line area that is just. I mean, he's ridiculous.
But
So what
But-
team needs that? Who has a? Oh, Dallas.
Huh, interesting.
Oh God.
that they're hoping that
You see
Tony
the
Pollard
message?
just scores 20-yard touchdowns every time, and they don't have to be on the goal line. But I mean, he's been out there and no one has picked him up. So either nobody wants him, or he just thinks he's going to make way more money than he actually will.
We
And
got him and Fournette out there just hanging around.
And
The
Hunt.
Dolphins. If
I
they
almost.
can't get
I
Dalvin-
would like to see Fournette with Dallas. To be honest with you,
yeah,
Man,
I
I
feel
mean,
like he's
all
got a
these
little bit
Tony
more to
Pollard
offer
folks,
that they need. What they need,
you need to close your DMs and turn off your notifications, Bill, because the Tony Pollard truthers are coming. All right, just prepare yourself. The Dolphins
I mean-
would be a good fit for either of those guys. They need
They-
a body, like a
they
body.
could come. They could come for him. I'm a Cowboys fan, and I'm not excited about Tony Pollard, you know, second and 2 at the goal line, trying to crash through the line and you know, not get killed.
Agree with that.
And I'm a Cowboys fan. Like, if anybody, I'd be the first one to say, no, Tony Pollard could definitely do it. And I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying I don't know if that's the option I love the most. And listen, I'm a big Deuce Vaughn guy, but he's half the size Tony Pollard.
He's not a big.
My microphone is taller than Deuce Vaughn is.
You know, and I like him. And listen, he held up. He got 1 million touches at K-State and held up. But I'm still not like, yeah, that's our goal line back. So who the hell is it? Like, is this the reason, you know, why we're like, hey, well, let's get, you know, Schoonmaker and let's try to throw it when we're on the goal line with some bigger bodies so that we don't have to try to run Tony Pollard or Malik Davis or, you know, insert current, you know, maybe Ronald Jones is the guy. Who the hell knows? That's not a world I want to live in, but that's the world I'm in right now.
I think Justin and I just perked up the same way at the same time.
You know, I used to be all over Ronald Jones, but I don't think that's it, Josh.
But hey, listen, as the team is currently constructed, you know, I could live in fantasy land and say, oh, well, if we had Saquon Barkley, we ain't got that guy. So we only got who's on the roster.
All right. Well, we're sitting here, and we thought maybe Rocky would make it on, our reigning champ, right? But it looks like he's either pondering some things or he might be busy with something else here.
He's a bum. That's what it is. He's a
Well,
bum.
he's teamed up with Jerry, so it's a little bit later over the pond, as they say. So they may not communicate till tomorrow.
That's very true.
Yeah,
Very
it's
true.
like 2 a.m. for
2
Jerry.
a.m. Yeah, 2:15 in the a.m.
Hey, for those of us with young kids, what does that mean? That's the first wake up of the night.
Listen, luckily
Or
all
old
my
people
kids,
have to pee.
that pee is very taxing.
Oh, it's 2 a.m. I gotta pee.
Who needs an alarm clock? I know exactly when it's 2 a.m.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
But yeah,
Well,
I mean,
fellas, this was fun, but I got to pop off.
Yeah, man. Thanks
All
for
right,
joining
Justin,
us.
thanks for coming in, man. Good to see you.
Absolutely.
appreciate
Hey,
it.
when are we
You need to-
doing hot sauce?
I don't know yet. I really don't know.
Cool.
That's high class commissionering right there.
No,
Well,
it's
we
honesty.
got spots to fill, so
Yeah, well, hey, so anybody watching that wants to join a 2, are we doing 3 now?
hopefully.
Okay,
That's
well,
the idea.
it's 14 team league. There's 2 copies, 28 teams, and maybe a third division coming
Yeah,
with 14
trying to go.
teams.
Yeah, trying to go another 14 to make it 42 team, 3 copy.
It's
So a reminder that
it's
you
a pretty
can,
active
draft
league.
picks.
It's fun.
Do what, Drew?
You get to draft picks.
You do get to draft picks. That's right.
That's right.
We
So
we
you
all
get to-
knew that. We all knew
Maybe,
that.
maybe Josh needs another league.
Oh God, Josh does not need another league.
Well, what you need and what you want are 2 different things. Maybe you want another league.
That's very true. What I need and what I want are 2 totally different things.
How close are you all, Justin?
2 people.
How many are you missing? Two people.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is if you got 2 out of me, Josh, and John to
I
join
also
tonight.
have 2 orphans to fill, but I just want to get the third copy filled first so that we're set there.
Like a real startup. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So we could be sitting in a startup in 24 hours if we got 2 of us to say yes.
Oh, that's interesting. That is so
Huh.
interesting.
I haven't
I
played
mean-
a copy
So
league
John-
before.
John's in because I
Oh,
heard
wow.
that. That means yes.
Well, you guys know how to reach me.
I
Yeah.
do.
It's very simple.
That's for sure.
Maybe we should sleep on it and talk when we get up for that first bathroom visit tonight, Josh.
Whoa. I still make it through the night. Thank you very much. I make it all the
I
way
don't.
through the night.
Allegedly.
all
But I
by
drink
myself.
until
Allegedly
like
is
midnight, so
No pull-ups or anything. I make it all through the night.
Yeah, Bill, you're drinking like a super duper Slurpee thing from
yeah, it's a
7
32-ounce
7-Eleven or
water.
whatever.
Yeah,
No wonder you
Big
got to get up
gulps,
in the middle
huh?
of the night.
yeah, exactly.
All right.
By the way, I want to shout out before Justin leaves. The fourth round is going to have to be renamed the Short Logic round. He's got 4 picks in the fourth.
Oh my
Oh
god!
God.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, we could call
Somebody,
it that.
somebody remind him he has 4 picks.
He knows. He was trying to trade me a bunch for a third. So I just am already cutting too many people myself.
I will give you 3/4 or a third. What do you say?
Who
It's
says
sort of
that?
tempting because I like to draft, but I just have to cut them anyway. So
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you, Justin, for hanging out. We'll see if we can't help you fill that league one way or the other here soon.
Appreciate
All right,
you,
brother.
brother.
Well, y'all be good, okay? Good to see you guys
Uh,
again.
you too, man.
Take care.
All right, later.
Josh, I know you said you got to get going here soon too, right? So let's just wrap here and see. Any last thoughts? Anything that anybody's waiting on any kind of news before the season hits here that will drastically change any of your thoughts about your team or what you want to do?
Ezekiel Elliott. Theme of the show.
I don't. It's not going to change the outlook of our team, but I mean, obviously, where does DeAndre Hopkins land? Right. I mean, I know the little sleeper alert came. He's in Tennessee with the Titans right now. That could be super interesting. I don't think that's where he ends up, but like Hopkins with Treylon Burks, Chig, Derrick Henry. Like all of a sudden it kind of goes from, well, I don't know how I like this offense to, this offense could be kind of good. Obviously, I mean, we kind of joked about it. John kind of joked about it, but Zeke Elliott is out there, but what's going to happen with Dalvin Cook? Like, is he going to stick around? Like everyone's like, he's going to get cut. And everyone said, well, June 1st, he's going to get cut. And it is June 7th, and he has not been cut. So, what's going to happen with that? Is it just this thing that's going to drag and then he gets cut? Or does everyone kind of get along and then I cry about how much Dwayne McBride I have? That's an interesting kind of note there. I don't know if there were other ones that you guys are thinking of.
Yeah, I'm sitting on quite a few rosters that have Kareem Hunt on them still, trying to figure out what's going to happen with him. So that'll be one I'll feel a little bit better or a little bit more desperate in this league, depending on what happens there. Because I think he's my RB4 right now, or he could potentially be my RB3 depending on where he lands and what his situation is. So I think Pacheco is my third running back right now. So that'll be interesting to see.
Where does Hunt go that you're just like, oh man, I'm real happy about this?
Buffalo.
Are you
We
really?
just got Damian Harris, and then you have what's
James
his name?
Cook.
James Cook. But yeah, I mean, I'll just take more talent there. But as far as like for fantasy, yeah, I don't know.
Arizona.
Maybe Arizona. Yeah, that's the first one that came to mind for me.
But I don't feel great about him anymore, to be honest. Like,
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at, is like there is not a spot where I go, whew. Now the Kareem Hunt stock has gone way up. I mean, he was good. He was good his entire time in Cleveland as that, 1B back or that 2 back, but like is there anywhere, that you feel great about him? Probably not. I'm just saying. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but all right, Bill. I think you got to roll, right?
yeah, I gotta get out of here. But you guys can keep going. I'm just gonna bounce. So
No, I think we had a good time tonight. Thanks, Sean, for hanging with us for the whole time. Good to
Oh, yeah.
see some things go down and hear a little bit of what you're working on with this team, and hopefully you have some fun in the other leagues here. And one of them you can really start to dig in and maybe get one of your leagues to pay for the others this year.
I did win one league. It's a low money league, sadly, but it was with a bunch of people that are in the industry that I shouldn't even be playing
awesome.
in a league with most of the time. So it was kind of crazy. That's the Bills League. What is it?
Superflex Army.
Superflex
Yeah.
Army. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah.
You got some
Drew,
of my
you're there,
money.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, you
we,
got some of my money this year.
we were in that dispersal like two seasons back. So it was.
Yeah,
It
you
was
did
nice.
well with that. You turned all those running backs into some good pieces. So
Yeah, all those trades along
but
the
yeah.
way, like trading JT and Cam Akers for high picks, it doesn't look so bad now. But
Wish I had Zach Evans in that league. That would be awesome. If only, right, guys? If only.
right.
all right, guys. Well, appreciate you hanging out. Josh, Bill, good to see you guys back on here, and we'll coordinate. And for everybody who's listening, we'll let you all know. We'll give you a little bit more of a heads up next time when we're going live again. But as we get into the summer here, we'll try to coordinate and see, maybe when Hard Knocks comes on or once camp starts, we'll have some more things to chat up.
Yeah.
We'll put something on the books here. But thanks for everybody that joined us here. It's really cool to see some familiar faces here. Ridley Truther was back in here. Saw a bunch of the people from the league. Thanks, Zach, for dropping in. Steve and Lindsay, of course, always faithful joining us here and jumping in the chat. So, but yeah, otherwise, Josh, anything you want to close us out on before we end record?
Nah, man, just great seeing everybody. Great catching up again. And let's do this thing, man. Let's get out of here.
Late-ish.
Oh, late.
Ish.